Education in Pakistan is a dream of many, but only 46% are receiving education, and 26% of that is the number of girls studying. Of this 26%, one is now residing in Bangkok, Thailand, with shattered hopes of completing studies. Rimsha Masih, an 18-year-old female, had to leave her best years of youth due to serious threats from a Muslim criminal to her family, and flee to a country where only struggles are part of her life. Arrival to Bangkok was easy, but the real struggle began when she had to strive to earn a living for her family. The situations have made her a lot more mature, and she dreams of getting a good education to become a doctor. But right now, she and her family await a second decision from the UNHCR. All the maturity she gained was from Thailand. She feels very different from the young, scared girl she was a year ago, who never stepped out of the home alone, compared to the fierce young woman who travels around Bangkok without a visa and a constant fear of detention.
I was studying in 12th grade in Pakistan, and my life was a very happy life. My dad was working as a journalist and my mom was working as a teacher in a school. So it was a happy life. I had everything that I needed. Life for Christians is very difficult in Pakistan. The difficulties begin right when a child is born. Like parents have to think of a name that's not too Christian, not too much of an English name, so that they can mix in the community, and people don't get the idea right from their names that they're Christians. The Muslims, they try to bring down people. They try to bring down people right when they're achieving their success. They will not let you get to the position that they are at. Even when I was at school, my school was a Christian school, and yet I was taught to be afraid of the Muslims. I should not speak to them about anything. I should not speak to them about Christianity. I shouldn't say anything to them, even if they hit me or something. So I was a scared child right from the childhood. I didn't have any confidence. Muslims think that Christian women are not very pretty. They're dark colored and they should always be cleaning or doing the low paying jobs. When I was in school, people used to say that you don't look like a Christian just because I had fairer skin or just because I was a bit better than others. So that even when they were complimenting me, that was a shame for me, that they're saying that Christians are not beautiful. The blasphemy law is violated more than any other law, I think, in Pakistan, because people use it for their personal revenges. They think it is very easy to just blame someone with blasphemy and get through with them. I've seen it so many times that people are innocent and they're blamed for committing blasphemy. Salman Taseer had to die because he thought that it was a black law, and it is a black law indeed. I think if your God is so powerful that if someone curses his name, he should get his revenge for himself. You don't need to defend your God. I will never defend my God because I know that my God is big and he can do whatever with the person who is cursing him. The blasphemy law has so much power among the Pakistani society that if you get labeled for being a blasphemer, you're once a blasphemer, always a blasphemer. People won't forgive you ever. You have to go to the jail, flee the country, or else you get killed. These are the only three solutions to a blasphemer. People don't even get a chance to get a fair trial. People are killed right on the spot. They're killed brutally, not as if they're not humans, as if they're animals. The Muslims don't just care. I think people should at least get a fair trial, but Pakistani society violates the laws. Even when they get a fair trial, the judges are corrupt, the lawyers are corrupt. The Muslim organizations, the extremist groups, they are controlling the government, they're controlling the judges, the lawyers. They blackmail them that if they get through this trial, they will kill the judge or the lawyers. So everyone has to give them a death sentence or a very long imprisonment. The persecution for Christians is brought partly by government and partly by the society. But I think the government plays a bigger role because without their support, the society cannot do anything. Christians, I think, don't care what Muhammad says or what the Muslims say. They don't really say anything. But the Muslims, they just want to defend themselves. They want to abuse others' religion, others' beliefs. Even after facing so much persecution and seeing so much persecution in Pakistan and still in Thailand, whom we considered would be a safer place to live in, a welcoming place to live in, I don't think I ever doubted my faith, because Christianity does not say it is easy to be a Christian. It is very difficult to live a Christian life, and persecution is a part of Christianity. My faith in humanity shattered, yeah. But never my faith in Christianity. So I'm proud to be a Christian. Pakistani Christians were persecuted in Pakistan, but I think they're going through even more persecution in Thailand. Their apartment buildings get raided, their doors are smashed, and they're like they wake up to feet on their faces of police. So that's terrible. They're living in fear. They can't go out to buy food, to buy milk for children, to buy their medicines. They're sick inside their homes, and people are going through a lot of stress. I knew someone who wanted to kill themselves and even attempted to do so. That's what life of asylum seekers is like in Bangkok. I work as an interpreter at an NGO that is working for refugees, and I have to travel almost 3 hours each way to get to my workplace, but I have to do it because there is no other source of income to feed my family. I'm just 18. I never traveled alone in Pakistan. It was never me traveling alone. But I think your experiences teach you a lot, and I have learned a lot through these experiences. But I wish no one has to learn this the hard way. I wear a pollution mask when I'm going outside because it covers most of my face, and I try to wear shorter skirts and shorter dresses to mix up with the Thai women, so I don't get recognized as someone who is from Pakistan. It is really sad that even in Bangkok, the churches that are being run by Western citizens like Americans or Canadians, they shut the doors of churches for Pakistani Christians. They were stopped to enter the churches. That's true, that's a fact. And the situation was so bad that people were too ashamed to go to churches. But our pastor, Papa Thongchai, everyone calls him Papa because he is like a father. He's like leading a nation, a Pakistani nation of persecuted people. He loves them like their own people couldn't. And he doesn't even speak their language, and he doesn't really knew them before. He didn't really knew them before, and but still his love is so big that I can't explain it in words. Our church, Urdu Church in Hands of God, has helped us a lot to get stable, and that church is still helping many Christian asylum seekers. They give out food sometimes, but their funds are also very limited. But the love they have to offer is more than anything. UNHCR is being very partial with Pakistanis. Like, they escaped discrimination and persecution, and what is the point if they have to face the same discrimination to seek asylum? Like, there are Chinese, Somalians, and other nationalities. I know about Chinese people that they get their interviews very soon and they get resettled very soon. I think the excuse that UNHCR will give to that is that there are very few Chinese, but I think it's against what UNHCR claims. UNHCR says one family is too many, so what about the 4,000 Pakistani Christians? They always have the answer that you are too many, you have to wait, you have to spend your life in a limbo. So they're being partial, they're being very cruel. even if they take an interview, they don't really do their job very well. They're more like interrogating instead of helping. They're supposed to help people. People are too scared in the interviews. They say they can't really express themselves because of lack of education or lack of interviews they've ever had in Pakistan. So they get rejected and they spend just more time in limbo. UNHCR can take up to 7 to 8 years to assess cases of people, and I mean, I question UNHCR that how can someone survive with no source of income, no legal status, nothing at all, nothing to do but to sit in a 4-walled room and just hope that UNHCR calls you soon? I don't know what they're doing. People are suffering so much, they're suffering so badly. What is UNHCR doing? What is the international community doing? It's hopeless to wait for UNHCR. Even if they call you, after many years of waiting, they will either be very mean to you, and people don't really get to express themselves very well. Sometimes people are scared that the interpreters are Muslims and they don't tell their fears very well, because that's what they say, that we ran from the Muslims and you're having us interviewed by the Muslims. UNHCR should assess the cases of Christian asylum seekers faster. They should decrease this time. This 8 years is too long for anyone, not just asylum seekers. They should hire more staff, they should get more funds. I don't know what they should do, but they should do something. Because if UNHCR is without money, I don't know who is with money. UNHCR is a big organization. They just can't say that we don't have the money. So they should have answers to people. I just don't understand what the international community and the Western community is doing for human rights. They flaunt a lot that human rights should be given. Domestic violence is a big crime. I don't know if they're seeing this or not. And even if they are saying, why are they ignoring it? We need them to jump in right now. This should not be delayed. This is a very difficult situation and it needs to be stopped. It needs to be changed. This should not go on any longer. I want to give a message to everyone out there, not just UNHCR, not just the international community, not just the Muslims or the Christians, but for everyone, that we are humans. We should treat others like humans. People should not be ignorant towards the ones who are suffering. I would never have been so polite towards others until I went through what I'm going through now. It has changed me a lot, but I wish that you don't have to learn through the hard ways. So it's my message that you treat everyone like humans. Persecution can never stop. I think it will continue to the end of the world. But what is our part in saving the lives? How can you say that when you see something terrible on TV and you say that's terrible and you don't do anything for it? How can you live your lives in ignorance? How can you say that you're Christians when you're just seeing everything right in front of your eyes and you're doing nothing? Christianity is about love. I think love should be spread. Love should be divided among the ones who deserve it. Please love, please have mercy.